Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I had to cut the live stream because my goat broke loose from his fence, from her fence. So I had to go there and put her back in and fix the fence. So I'm sorry about that. Hello, Gokula Vasan. I don't know. Oh, yes. Um, so going back, I'm making this live stream to ask you for suggestions on the content to create next. So, one of you told me telco account. I forgot na. Carlos Rodriguez. I'm doing great. Thank you. One of you told me telco account, so I will take note of that. But I'm not sure what specifically. What about telco account? Solar account insights. Is this outbound or inbound? I'm guessing it's outbound, right? Calling prospects. Inbound customer engagement. And what do you do? Can customer engagement like of course the customer calls and what's supposed to be your goal? What's your job description? Why do they call? I'd like to know more about the account. My God. Hello, Diego Chavez. Could you help me with my interview as a call center agent, please? What do you want help with? To answer the interview questions, I have a lot of videos of that on my channel. Been with T-Mobile for 2 years and 10 months. Most of the cost issues is billing or savings concern. I think. Oh, okay. And 10 months. Most of the call issues is billing or savings concern. I think. And what exactly is your problem? What exactly are your issues when handling billing concerns? Like, can you tell me what specifically you struggle with? Is it when you're explaining things to your customers and they don't seem to understand what you're saying, or you can't seem to convince them of something? What what specifically do you struggle with? Don Wilt. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your username. By the way, okay. Hi, I'm from El Salvador. It's been a I I see a lot of quite a lot. I see quite a lot of viewers from El Salvador since I've been live streaming 4 days for 4 days now. I don't see the same people. Let me just go ahead and check my form. Where's that form? I have a form here somewhere, a Google form from people who signed up for my one on one coaching on Zoom. I can't find it. I can't seem to find it. Where are you? Oh, here. Here it is. So far, I have 93 responses, and I've emailed three of them. Where is it? Next week, I'm going to be chatting with Jamila Navarrete. Um, yeah, so it looks like she's the only one who confirmed. So I'm gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a one-on-one chat on Zoom tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you, Diego Chavez. Do you have some info on a solar account? I have a jail already, and it's a solar account. I just want to know to get any idea. So it's inbound, inbound solar account, inbound customer engagement, customer engagement. Okay, I'm gonna search that. Customer engagement meaning is the way a company creates a relationship with its customer base to foster brand loyalty and awareness. So if you said that it's inbound, it means that the customer will call you, but about what? I'm not sure. Probably to ask something about your services. Okay. I guess it's to inquire about services. So it's kind of like the typical inbound customer service representative job. Because when you said solar, I was thinking automatically that it was going to be outbound, to sell your solar services to your customers. But it seems like you said it's inbound. So I guess it's just going to be answering customer questions. I have a JO already and it's a solar account. I just want to know to get any idea from it. I don't think they're going to really ask you questions specific to solar. Usually, if it's a final interview, they're just going to ask you how you're going to be a good fit for the job, because for the solar account you're going to have training for that. You're going to have, so the advice I can give you would be the same for the same as a typical CSR representative, which I have a lot of videos of. How hard is it working as a chatting account? Oh, chat. Okay, chat accounts. It's hard, it's easy because in a way that you're not going to be talking to your customers. You don't have to hear their voice. You don't have to stammer when they're becoming irate. But in the sense, it's also hard because based on my experience working for a chat account, we were handling 5 chats at a time, and all of those usually were troubleshooting issues, troubleshooting concerns. So it is hard because you're handling multiple chats at a time in that way. But it also depends on the account. Maybe your account only requires you to chat with, for example, 3 customers at a time. So it's fine. It depends on what account you're in and how complex it is, I guess. And of course, you got to learn typing. You got to learn how to type without looking at the keyboard, which I have a video of. It's very important. I mean, it goes without saying, if you're working for a non voice account, chat, or email, you got to learn how to type without looking at the keyboard. Thank you sa tutorial po. Nesting na ako next week. Hired na ako sa Construct Cebu. Oh, I have, laki na tulong mo. Congratulations, Kervin. Um, I've been a trainee, by the way, I've been a trainee dyan sa concentric Cebu, but I did not attend the actual nesting because it was, I'm not sure exactly. No, it was a performance pala. But I have Convergys, yeah. But I did not get to be a full-time employee. It was okay naman. Before yung sa final validation and mock call ko, nanonood muna ako sa tutorial mo. Perfect. Perfect, no? Thank you. I mean, I make these videos obviously to help people and at the same time make this as my sort of, I don't know if you can call this a career. But yeah, I'm making this video to help people because I know there are people who are really in need of tips. So ito na yun siya. By the way, how was your final validation? Di ba final validation means someone from the account, a team lead or a trainer or a manager interviews you and asks you questions to see if you're fit for the account, if you're a good fit to the account. Parang ganyan, di ba? Because that was my validation. That was my experience with validation. Oh, here we have my. Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I have my first. What is this? A premium member? Are you sure? This would be my hello, Sergio Esteban Cortes. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but I think I just have my first premium member. Let's see. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if the because I'm seeing um welcome to premium. So I'm not sure if this is really my first premium member sa channel, but oh my god, thank you so much. He might not be from the Philippines, I think. Thank you so much for signing up. Oh, yes, because I just opened this membership um a few days ago. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to level up these live streams because I have a member now. Where are you from, by the way? I'm guessing you're not a Filipino, I think. Validator, nag-interview po, like, validator po, nag-interview. Like, final interview, then tapos mock call and with pitch. Ito ang struggle ko kasi I don't know how to pitch. Like, I'm planting. Ano pala yung, what was the account? What was the account? And did you say T-Mobile? Or I'm not sure. No, you just said Concentric Cebu. What was the account exactly? You mean pitch, like a sales pitch? Any tips and advice po? CSR Walmart account. Thank you. Walmart is a retail account. Walmart is a retail account. Like Amazon, eBay, I guess. Same tips lang ba talaga? Any advice CSR Walmart account? Like what stage are you in right now? Are you on training? Are you on nesting or are you really on the floor handling calls? I'm from Colombia. So why did you are you working in a call center right now? Are you working currently and right now? Are you working in a call center currently, Sergio? Or am I pronouncing your name right? Like Serio. I would say Serio, but I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. Hello, Mia. Nag-interview po ko last. Because I don't think back to you, Kevin. I don't know. I don't think I have made a video about pitch. If you're talking about sales pitch, that might be something I can create a video of. I'm a language training and concentrics. Oh, language trainer. So that means you can speak fluent English, I guess. You forgot the. What did I forget? I'm sorry. I think your message was cut. I train newcomers to the CNX account. What is a CNX account there? What's a CNS? CNX is an independent natural gas company with operators in the shale gas formations. Oh, okay. Mm, I'm from Colombia. I train newcomers. Ah, concentrics. Oh, concentrics. Okay. So, as a language trainer, I'm really curious. What do you do? I mean, of course, language trainer. From the name, you train people. You train newbies. You train newcomers to what specifically? I'm guessing it's English, but I guess you train them with the terminologies, call center terminologies. I'm guessing, and maybe also help them handle customer support. That's what you. That's what trainers usually do here in the Philippines. Xfinity tech support, like repair, come in with pitch, meaning you repair, meaning you do troubleshooting, but at the same time you're also selling products. Is that it? I help newcomers improve their English level. I'm curious, how long do newcomers usually spend on training, on language training, before they're thrown to the floor? before they but before they get trained, before they experience the actual job. Newbie from Teleperformance. Hello, Aljun, and them Customer Service Foundations. Because here in the Philippines, language training usually takes around 1 to 2 weeks in my experience, but it could go longer than that. Usually they're very short because in the interview alone, they're already being filtered, so they would only accept applicants at a certain English level. I'm curious how long you spend training them. And at what point would you say that okay, this newcomer is fit to work? And I give them customer service foundation 15 days. 15 days. Hmm. Also working for cause concentrics, 2 months for the training. 2 months is quite long for a training, but I guess your account is also very complex, a lot of information to take in. I like it when the training is long. Concerns allows me to have them only for a month before they try SVAR again. Mm, before they try SVAR again. That's really. And how long have you been a trainee? Have you been a trainer? Because here allows me to have them for only a month. A month is already quite long in the Philippines, I think, for language training alone. Because after language training, there's going to be a product training and then the nesting. So, usually here in the Philippines, we don't take that much long to train them because there are other sort of training that they have to undergo. And that means, more company money spent on training. So as much as possible, the sooner they get to the floor, the better. Pero pag irate customer, parang di pwede mag-pitch. Pero if ma-resolve niya, pwede. Ah, yes, it makes sense. I don't know how to start. Di ako marunong talaga mag-sales talk. I heard because I'm not really experienced in sale. I don't have much, actually, I don't have experience in sales. Um, I think you gotta first identify that there's a need for the product. If you just pitch a product mindlessly without really identifying first that this person is gonna need your product, then I don't think it's gonna be effective. There's gotta be a need. I feel like as soon as you as soon as you identify that there is a need that the customer is not aware of, but you're aware of, and you feel like it will benefit the customer, then I think that's when you do a sales pitch, and that's when it will be effective. Because in the first place, if I'm the customer, put yourself in your customer's shoes. If you don't have a need for the product, then why would she buy the product? So identify first, and then when you see really that she would really benefit from the product, then that's when you do a pitch. But again, the question is how. I'm I will research that on that and see if there's something I can say about that. But just letting you know that I don't really have experience in sales, so take my word with a grain of salt. Next, customer service foundations for 2 years. So you probably have a lot of experience. I'm curious, Sergio. Like, if do you fire do you fire newcomers, trainees when you feel like they're not doing well, or you feel like they're not gonna be able to live they're not gonna be able to perform to your expectations? Like, do you make the decisions on who to fire and who to retain? I'm curious about that. Because if it's a language training, 2 months, a month is quite long for the company to be paying and not seeing any return yet. Your content is very helpful for the newcomer. Thank you. You're welcome. How is it, the environment in a call center? It's very hectic. It's You gotta try it to see, but believe it when we say that it's very stressful. It might be less stressful if you're handling a voice account, but if it's, I mean, not a non-voice account, if you're handling a non-voice account, but if it's a not a voice account, expect that there's definitely going to be tension and stress. It's to be expected. 5 days for language training plus. I've been following your videos for over 2 years now. Oh, because I've made this channel 3 years ago, so that's quite long. I appreciate it. How is it, the environment in a call center? 5 days for language training plus 5 days for product specific training and another 5 days for nesting. See how? Oh, yeah. This is from the Philippines. Usually, the setup in the Philippine call center is like 5 days for language training, help you, just to help you with the common call center terminologies, the time zones, the American culture, so to speak. But that's about it for the language training. And then 5 days for product specific training. Oh my God, it's very short. Yeah, but it's maybe maybe a week to 2 weeks, something like that. But it feels like as much as possible, companies here usually try to shorten the product training to the detriment of the quality, of course, because the shorter it is, I mean, it's already hard to absorb the information as it is, and then to try to shorten that, expect that it's gonna be chaos during the nesting. Another 5 days for nesting, o diba? Hello from Peru. I'm curious, what does po mean? Oh, like it doesn't really have an equivalent in English. In the English language, it's what you use that when you're talking to elders or to people you don't know. You got to use it formally. It's a sign of respect. Po and opo. Opo means yes, but po is you use that at the last part of the sentence to, when you're answering. I don't think it has an equivalent in the English language. You might not understand. I don't know if you have equivalent there, but in the English language, it doesn't have an equivalent. Actually, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask because ChatGPT is my assistant now. Does po True. So this one will have equivalent English language, and it says there's no direct equivalent for po and opo, which are used in Filipino to show respect, especially towards elders or authority figures. These words are unique to Filipino culture, reflecting a deep value placed on respect and communication. Yeah, so that's what I said. It's doesn't have an equivalent. Okay, next. No, it is in contract that fires them if they can find an account for them after not obtaining B2 and SVAR. Oh, okay. So you don't have to do the dirty work and fire people, because I could never imagine myself firing people face to face. So that's good, I think. Wait a minute. A minute. It's very cold. But what do you love about your job? What do you love about your job, Serio? Like, there must be something you love about your job. You're already there for 2 years. And by the way, how did you get that job? What were you doing before? Because there are agents here who are also looking to, what do you call it, to upskill and to upgrade their career, and they're looking to apply to higher positions like trainer, QA, team lead, but they're not sure what to do. So, were you an agent before, or did the company hire you directly to become a language trainer? I did this from Peru. Okay. Ate, kwento ka po kung anong gagawin pag magne-nesting. During nesting, um, okay. Parang nesting ba? Yes, during nesting, you're expected to take calls. Usually not the whole day, not the whole entire day, but you're really going to be taking calls by actual customers. So it's sort of like being on the floor, but shorter duration. But that's all. So to prepare this, one thing that I really recommend is practice mock calls with your co-trainees using your knowledge base. Identify the most common issues, and you're going to know that. Ask a tenured rep on the floor what the common issues are and prepare for that by um, performing mock call practices with your co-trainees. Yun lang. And then if alone, if you're at home and you have no one to practice with, try try practicing with ChatGPT. Again, it's really amazing, this software. Um, Try practicing with ChatGPT Of course, you got to feed it information about the product knowledge, and then it's gonna act as the customer, varying the situations, and then it can, yeah, really, it's amazing. Try it. I will make a video on that, on how to practice mock calls, because it's getting really more and more realistic. So I recommend that you do that. You can do that also with a co-trainee, but sometimes it might not be possible because you're at home. But then eventually, I think around 1 to 2 weeks, you're gonna get the hang of it, and it'll be easier for you to handle the customers and get familiarized with the product knowledge. Next. I like being of use for Concentrix and helping the company to get more profit. Of course. I was an agent first for 3 years and a half, and then I got the job as a language trainer. Really? So did you apply for that, or did someone from the company hired you, or did you have to work for that? Usually what happens here, especially in big call center companies, is um, applicants, agents would usually compete for that position. They would they would be interviewed, and then the company would choose from them. So I'm wondering, I guess you had to fight for that position. Next, we have assessment. We have assessment mock call today after 3 days of language training. Good luck, Sheila. You're gonna make it. Mag-practice ka lang. Ask ko lang, kapag may contact center services in situ, madali lang po ba ma-hire? It depends on the training, on the quality of the training that you underwent. Um, I can't really speak for, but usually if in situ naman, maybe, I think. But I don't, is that like TESDA? Is that TESDA, Mia? I feel like it's the TESDA in situ. I feel like they're one of the schools that provide training for call centers. If the quality of the training is good, and if you feel that your English has improved during trainings because of the training, then I don't see why not. As long as you got training on mock calls and then handling customers, you should be fine. It's definitely better than a complete newbie. I have worked in sales. The first thing to do is to ask the right questions to assess the client's needs and identify their pain points. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's the main principle of selling. The first thing to do is to ask the right questions to assess the client's need. And the good thing is, if you troubleshoot the issue first, and then you're also required to sell the product, is during the troubleshooting, if you're able to solve the problem, then you the customer is happy with you, and she's gonna be more receptive to pitch pitches. She's gonna be more receptive to you offering her products. But then again, you have to do it the right way, like asking the right questions. And during the troubleshooting, you might identify areas of opportunity where you can sell the product. But yeah, asking the right questions and making sure that those questions are also not that hard to answer. I feel like, wait, I have a video on that sales account. Get the customer talking. Just make sure that get the customer talking, and that one of the best ways to do that is to ask questions. Um Next, contact centers. Then you start highlighting the product features that will solve their specific issue. Parang nag-marketing lang, 'di ba? Good luck sa mga newly hired. Good luck sa training, guys. Like normal lang talaga mag calls every day. Yes. Like I feel like 9 out of 10 you're going to get used to it. There's always that 1%, unfortunate 1% who might get fired, but there's more chance for you to get in than get fired. Got it. Thank you for explaining what it means for. You're welcome. So nesting. Okay. Um, let's see. Taking calls. Pero don't worry, mga calls naman. Pero don't worry, may mga pulse naman. Is taking calls. Ano yung pulse? OMG. Performance and learning solutions. Tama ba? Performance assistant leaders. Okay. So testing is taking calls. Pero don't worry, yes. Okay naman. Meron naman yung mga trainer and everything. And look, I have been watching your videos since I was in Sarangani, Mindanao, but I think I've been watching you for a year now. Okay. Are you trying to apply in a call center? I always watching your videos before applying in BPO, and now here I am, one of the agents of BPO. Thank you for your videos. You're welcome, and thank you for the support. Following you since my first BPO experience way back 2021. 2021. Yes, that was 3 years ago. Has an internal career path program. I got the position through it. Oh, I wonder if it's the same for Concentrix Philippines. Internal career path program. So, on an internal career path program, are you getting trained? Because we have call centers here in the Philippines where, yeah, oh, it is worldwide. Okay. So, are you receiving training on leadership and public speaking? Because I know ePerformax in Cebu has that kind of program where you can get trained. Of course, you have to exert the extra effort, but the return is even greater. You get to be considered for positions. Oh, yes, I am. I took the Team Leader Academy. Oh, okay. Took the Team Leader Academy. And what are the trainings like? Mm, do you think that it requires a specific temperament to be a team leader of some sort? Because I know there are people who are not really don't really want to be leaders. But why what what made you decide that you want to be in that position? Of course, I guess um better salary would be one of the reasons, but I guess you're also good at what you do. That's why you were considered for that position and accepted. And that's why also you also took the position. You need to be good at coaching to be a team leader. And I guess you'd have to be a people person. Is that it? Like you would have to have a sort of you would have to be charismatic, so people would not hate you or something like that. You'd have to be. You have to have a personality. Yes, exactly. You have to be. That's what I thought. So I think like wherever you go, there's always a follower, and then there's always the leaders. I I feel like I'm more of a follower really. But when the necessity arises, I could be a leader, but reluctantly. Next question. Good luck sa training, guys. Don't worry, mga pause naman. I've been watching your videos since I've. Next week is our nesting. Okay. Next week is our nesting. The adjustments have expanded. Next week is our nesting. The adjustments have expanded from being new to BPO to commuting and coming along with the Tagalog people, especially for me nga taga Bukid. It's our nesting that was have expanded. New to BPO to commuting and come along. Oh my god, I can so relate to this. you know, I don't know. So I'm from also from the Bukid, by the way. I'm also from the Bukid, the Oriental specifically. And then the first time I went to Davao, it was such a new environment, very overwhelming. You had everything feels new and foreign. And yeah, the commuting, coming along with Tagalog people. Oh, but at least that was it was still Bisaya, so it was fine. But yeah, I understand what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It feels the same like when you haven't been really speaking English because your mother tongue is Bisaya, and you speak Bisaya at home, but then suddenly you work in this environment, EOP rules, you have to speak only English. It feels so foreign. Now, oh my god, is this really happening? Lots of adjustments, but oh, you're gonna get used to it. Tagabukid. I'm currently in my nesting period. How do you de-escalate a call when customer is asking for a supervisor, but there's no one available? Basically, agent will try to get to the buy. Yeah, this is usually the case here in the. So, I know this is usually the case, especially for big accounts where there's only a handful of team leads and supervisors, and they're also engaged in a call or in their meeting. But in the same period, how do you escalate a call when customer is asking for a supervisor? You gotta tell the customer that don't tell the customer no immediately. There's no supervisor. Say sure, I'm gonna try to get to my supervisor, but for the meantime, can you give me an information about your issue so that I can pull up your account and have it ready when my supervisor gets ready, and then try to look at the previous notes of the account if available. Usually that's how you learn the issue. The fact that they're asking for a supervisor probably means that they've been calling you multiple times to no avail, not getting the resolution they want. So if you can pull up the account, glean some information of why this customer might be upset and why she's demanding for a supervisor, then great. And then you get back to her, tell her, oh, I've seen here that you've received a damaged item. Is this correct? And basically ask her questions that are um, close ended so that she doesn't have to do a lot of explaining. She just has to say yes and no, just letting her know that you understand what's going on and you're not making her repeat. And so as you go along, she's gonna feel that you're really interested in her problem and you're willing to help and that you're knowledgeable. And the next thing you know, if it's a problem that you can actually solve for her, then she probably will even forget asking for a supervisor. When she sees that you understand her problem and that you can solve it for her, then she will probably cease asking for a supervisor. That's based on my experience. Of course, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work most of it. 100% of the time, it doesn't work, but most of the time, 9 out of 10, it works. Where is it now? Hmm. Next question: nesting. You would just wait. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just trying. Hey, what are you? Oh, okay. Sorry. That was actually my. Never mind. Sorry about that. Next. I'm gonna work in a bilingual call center. It's my first time, and also this is my second language, so I'm very nervous. Could you please share some tips? How can I calm my anxiety? Bilingual call center. What language? English and what? I guess one is English. It's first time, and also this is my second language. I'm very nervous. Could you please share some tips on Calm my anxiety. Well, first, you try to, I guess you receive training, obviously. So the thing is, you gotta demystify the process. Of course, that means knowing the product knowledge, understanding knowing the common issues that customers face. Just knowing that alone, you're gonna be ready, and knowing, of course, the solution to those common problems. So if you can accomplish that, you would be at least equipped 70%, and the rest 30% you're just gonna have to figure out as you go along. So just understand and know the common issues that arise along with their respective solutions. Very nervous. And also, obviously, try to, most of the time, fake it till you make it. That's like if you're nervous, don't let it show. Don't let it be heard over the phone, because it's like you're teaching your brain to still fight, to still strategize despite despite your anxiety, really. So fake it till you make it also works. Hi, how can I understand the customer better, and how can I ask effective questions in training? Customer better. How can I understand the customer? So are you struggling with understanding the accent? If that is the case, then you gotta consume more media using that accent to familiarize your brain with the accent and understand it better. How can I ask effective questions in the training? Well, there's this rule in call centers where you only ask questions, smart questions. Smart questions mean, you know, questions that are not, that really require that, questions that, which answers you cannot see everywhere, you cannot find anywhere. So you don't just, so it's not like you're not just waiting for the trainer to spoon feed you. Where is it? Asking effective questions in the training. So if, for example, if you have a question, you got to make sure that before asking that to your trainer, make sure that you've already done everything to look for the answer. If you cannot find the answer, ask your co-trainer. If you still cannot find the answer and you agree that you're all very confused about it, that's when you actually ask the trainer. I appreciate the tips. Hi, madam. If What if customer abuses? What do we need to do? Abuse you. Well, usually you're allowed to drop the call. First, you can warn them, tell them that you don't allow verbal abuse over the phone. Usually you can do this a couple of times, once, twice, but then if the customer continues to verbally abuse you, then you have the right to stop the call. Just ask your trainer about it. Usually it's allowed by the company. There's got to be a limit to everything. What does $4,000 for what does for was this $1,000 for perfect attendance mean when it comes to call center? Is it about not missing a day or something else? I haven't heard of this. $4,000 for perfect attendance? For $4,000 for perfect attendance. Oh, you mean 4,000 pesos for perfect attendance? Yeah, I think if you don't miss a day, you're always present every day, then you get an attendance bonus at the end of the month or every month. It depends on your company. Good morning, Miss. I really love the way you talk in English. I wish you could be fluent. Speaking English, same as yours. Have a great one. Thank you, Queen. You just gotta. I have a lot of videos about how to speak English, how to be fluent, how to improve your accent. just watch all of those and execute the tips there. What you need is consistency. So I guess 6 months in, you're gonna start seeing a difference. Anyway, by the way, guys, if this live chat cuts, it means that there's a heavy rain here. It's it's the Starlink at work because when there's a heavy rain, Starlink really suffers. Eventually, it goes back, but I'm just letting you know that if it cuts, it's because my internet is cut. Greetings from Costa Rica. Love your the way you're talking. She can be fluent. Hi, greetings from Rica from Loyal King. I had been very helpful with your channel on videos. I worked in a call center for about 7 months. It was not for me. I hated it every minute. 7 months. Well, give yourself credit for lasting 7 months. If I hate something every minute, I would not last for 7 months. So give yourself credit for that. I agree. Call center is not for everyone, guys. It's really not for everyone. There are people, I don't know if you're familiar with the Big Five. Big Five is there's agreeableness, meaning your ability to tolerate, um, to be nice, your how nice you are to people, how kind you are. If you're agreeable, usually you're gonna have more patient dealing with difficult customers. But if you're low in agreeableness, meaning you get irritated quite easily when people take advantage of you or when people are not friendly to you. So yeah, I would say that it really isn't for everyone. You can probably you'll probably survive doing emails and chats, but voice, I no. I understand that. Mm, thank you for your videos. I still remember when I got my first job at a call center 3 years ago, and I found your channel so helpful because I did not know anything about the BPO industry. Congratulations, Margot. You deserve it. Today I found your channel. Wait. Um, no, JP Morgan and all those others are the clients of BPO companies, which are the outsourcers. Mm-hmm. It could be possible. Mm, thank you for your videos. I still remember. Okay. Today I found your channel and now you are live. Good videos. Thank you. I'm a bit confused between BPO and in-house. Is JP Morgan, Wells Fargo not considered a call center company? And then JP Morgan and all other companies are clients of BPO companies, which are the outsourcers. I've been in a BPO. It could be possible to consider. Yeah, so yung JP Morgan, I know that that's it. They have one in Cebu. Wells Fargo, they're banks. They're banks. So in-house meaning I feel like I have a friend who worked in JP Morgan in Cebu. And I feel like the call center, the ones training the agents are directly working for JP Morgan. So it's kind of like a direct um, association between the agents and the JP Morgan. So there's like no third party, so to speak. Or if there is, it's like JP Morgan is managing a big chunk of that, management, because it's banking and security, privacy is the top priority. So I think that's how it is. Like there is no concentrics, for example. There's no call center standing between the agent and JP Morgan. It's like JP Morgan is training the agents themselves. I think so. I think so. Um, in house. That's why in house, diba? How are you in the US or I'm in the Philippines? Do you remember the first time that you worked in a call center? It will be cool to hear that. Amazing. Thank you for knowledge. Yeah, I remember the first time I worked in a call center. I was doing chat support. The account was called Magic Jack. I think that brand is still around. It was not that hard because we were handling chats, Panaman. It was non-voice, so it wasn't really that stressful. What's more memorable for me was when I started taking calls and I was catering to Canadian clients. And Canadian clients, by the way, are usually known for being nice and apologetic, but still it was still too stressful for me because she could barely understand my accent. But I think in a few the reason why she couldn't understand my accent, I would have if I was not nervous at the time, I would have been fine. I would have performed decently. But mix that with the anxiety of the unknown. You don't know what's gonna happen. Um, Everything is new. You can speak English, but hearing a native English speaker live asking you directly, it really is overwhelming. So that's my first day of taking calls. That's my most memorable experience. Um, let's see. I've been in BPO for about 6 years. Yeah, JP Morgan and all those are clients of BPO companies, which are the outsourcers. Yes. But yeah, I have a friend who said that they're not. JP Morgan told them to not call themselves call center agents, but instead call themselves as consultants, because I feel like JP Morgan is really handling directly their agents to at the same time save you know um, save money, but at the same time make sure that the quality and the privacy are still being met. I've been in the BPO for 6 years, handled four different accounts: telco, consumer electronics, social media, retail. Is it considered a solid experience to a jump to a new company? Like what company? A different field or the same BPO company, the same job? I'm guessing you're talking about jumping to a new industry, like virtual assistant. Vir- are you talking about that, Raymond? It depends really on what you're trying to do next. It could be possible if the client sees your performance and sees you as a good fit. Mm, yeah, I'm from India. Hi, FF Aman 26. I'm so bad at reading usernames. You gotta forgive me. Before working in sales, I was an escalations supervisor. I realized that most of the clients were upset because they felt the agent didn't understand them. Mm-mm. Don't forget to mirror back properly. That's true. That's absolutely true. Like when a customer is super irate, one trick that I usually employ is I just agree with them, not in the sense, when you say company suck. Yes, yeah, our company sucks. No, not like that. When she says that I feel so frustrated and everything, blah blah blah, and I would just say yes, yes, I understand. You've been calling many times. I've seen here that you've called us 3 times, and it seems like the issue is still isn't fixed. But don't worry. But then again, I would switch immediately to say, but don't worry. Here's what I'm gonna do. This is my resolution. Just make them feel heard. Like you have to first address their feelings first, and and show that you understand, and then that's when you pounce and get to the resolution. But first there's got to be a connection. There's got to be the customer has to trust you first before you offer the resolution. So see, this is one of the calls that AI cannot handle. When it gets emotional, it unconditionally needs a human presence. Because how can how can a customer vent if she knows that the other thing talking on the other line is, not a human. It could never empathize the way a human could. I'm working in the Philippine in the Flipkart BPO sector. Flipkart e-commerce is an e-commerce company. Hmm. How do I improve my HD when a member does not want to let go of a call? Why doesn't she want to let go of a call? Is it because she's talking too much? I guess, of course, she's talking too much. But why? Is she upset? Is she just a normally talkative person? You got to look for ways, I guess, to end the call. I mean, if she's just, small talking you, talking about the weather, of something unrelated, I think you just got to say, but anyway, but anyway, do you have any questions for me? Something like that. And then, the topic would change, and then eventually you'd have the chance to cut the call. But then if it's something that the customer feels that the issue is still unresolved, then you gotta resolve the call for the issue first. How to improve my English? FF Aman 26. I have a lot of videos about that. Check out my channel. Kathleen, I was able to watch your live again. Good morning from Baguio City. Wala namang ulan dyan. There's no wala namang ulan dyan ngayon. Walang baha, whatever. Kasi dito nagaulan pa rin. It's still raining here, but it's very light na. Did you handle financial account? How's your first experience? Because it's my first day on Monday. No, unfortunately, I have not handled financial account um, on Monday. They usually tend to they usually want their agents to speak formally, address their customers, Miss, Mrs., Mister, or not they tend to not call their customers by their first name. So yeah, just financial account, anyway, banking. I had a chance to apply for a financial account, specifically JP Morgan, but I was not accepted because my resume, the gap, the time, the year gap in my resume. I I mean, I was not lying to the interviewer, but he was asking me questions about what was I doing during this year, and I couldn't answer, not because I was lying, but because I really could not remember, and I did at that time. I did not know the importance of being consistent with and being able to explain the gap in your resume, and I was not able to do that. And so I think he got annoyed because he was making corrections there on his pen with his pen, saying that, yeah, I think that's why I was not accepted. But I don't know, it could be for other reasons too. But it's okay. I mean, after that, I think if I got accepted in JP Morgan, I probably would not be able to create a channel. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. We can never tell. How to improve my English? Did you handle financial account? How's the experience? Because it's my first day on it. I'm so worried. Customers every day give me the worst feedback. My TL always calls me. Okay. For this one, can you identify specific reasons why customer give you worst feedback, give you bad feedback? Is it because of the company, or is it because of the way you handled them? If it's because of the company, you can only do so much. You can use positive scripting, but at the end of the day, if they're really upset about the policy, then you can only do so much. But if they're specifically complaining about your service, then I recommend that you start taking notes of the things what is the common denominator, what's the common issue that they're saying about you, and then once you figure out the issue, then you can figure out the solution. Are roles given at random? Oy, nawala naman siya. Or can I choose when I get a job offer? Because chat non-voice is my forte, and it lets, if let's say there are no slots left on those accounts, what can I do? I Usually it's the company that decides that. Yeah, unfortunately. I also wanted to handle non-voice before, but for some reason I always get assigned to voice accounts. So usually it's the company, and whatever, it depends on their head counts. So if they need more people in non-voice, they will probably hire you, and they will probably put you there, but most of the time it's always the voice accounts that need more people. So you can always try and tell whoever's in charge that you prefer non-voice accounts, but I cannot guarantee that that would always work. It's hard to forget your first call, isn't it? Oh, absolutely. That was my very first call. It's definitely you can never forget your first call. Like jumping to an in-house company with similar role targeting to land like JP Morgan, Amex, etc. Um, I miss working. I have a BPO experience for almost a year, but I need to send a resignation letter because of my health issue, heavy traffic, and a toxic environment in our department. Oh, but I need a resignation because of the health issue, heavy traffic. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the reality of working for, especially for a call center industry. Um, but there's always alternatives. There's always alternatives. So you can try working for a similar industry, but not exactly taking calls. There are alternatives, but again, you have to develop new skills. It's blue sky here in Baguio, no more rain. Keep safe. Oh, okay. So here, because here it's always cloudy, and we're struggling to charge the solar panels. But it's okay now. At least it's not flooding. Mm, what does a person at B1 English level look like? I have a video about that. Let's see, but you know what? Let's ask Google. Uy, nawala siya. I think that's CFR. I have a video about the CFR levels. So B1, A1. So according to Google, B1 can handle everyday situations, describe experiences, and give reasons for opinions. So this is intermediate na. So I think at B1 you can already talk decently. But let's B2, upper intermediate, is better than that, which means it can discuss complex topics, interact fluently with native speakers, and understand the main ideas of more complex texts. So if you really want to upgrade, B2 is really better for call center work. I would say that it's not impossible to get a call center job if your level is B1. It just will it could be really stressful, but it's not impossible to pass a job interview with a B1 level. Maybe not A2 and A1. I don't think you'd get a job in that level. Mm, why is it so hard to be a VA, even if I was in the BPO for 5 years? What's your takeaway? VA. Are you trying to do general tasks? Like what I see? from VAs applying for position is they specialize. I saw VA specializing in podcasts, helping clients manage their podcasts and channels. Some of them focus on Amazon, but if you're trying to, I know, that's what I heard. They said that to specialize and look for clients sa LinkedIn related to the skills you're trying to learn. But I'm curious, what are you doing right now to upskill and learn VA skills? Or are you completely new? Because I know a lot of VAs take courses to at least build a foundation. VA. Because because if you get good at it, you can definitely earn a lot of money. I've seen well, I've seen some earn around 50 to 100K a month being a virtual assistant, but I think the responsibilities are also demanding. But I'm wondering, what are you doing to upskill and learn VA skills? Because that's what I notice now with VA applicants. They sign up for courses. If you're a complete newbie, it would definitely be hard to get a VA job. Because if you compare call center work to VA work, in a call center, you're getting fed the information one way or another. It's in their best interest to really teach you, to train you. But with VA, it's up to you to provide the training. Well, the client might provide you the training, but you really have to undergo the training yourself. Some people sign up for courses like Udemy, Skillshare, but some really sign up for special courses made by people who are experienced in the industry. And there's a lot here in the Philippines. Hello, you have been so helpful to me. In the next week, I'll have my first interview after the English course they offered me. Good luck. Tell me you have interview. Do you have sales experience? No, don't have sales experience. I just remember my first BPO. I signed in UK telco account. One of the challenge was active listening aside on some tech complexities to explain to customers because of the Harry Potter accents. I have not tried talking to UK customers, to British customers, but I understand. I have a friend who talked to Australian customers, and I noticed that she has now mastered the Australian accent too. So you'll get used to it as usual. We always do. One of the challenges was active listening. What you used to do when you didn't know what the customer was saying? Oh, you mean you didn't understand what the customer is saying? You just ask questions. There's got to be some parts there that you understand. So you start with that. You say, "Oh, so you received the damaged item, am I right?" And the customer would say, "Yes." And you know what? Do you know what else? They gave me a wrong item here, here. And then she would finish the story for you. But you just ask questions and make her say yes or no. And if she says no, she will correct you. I'm curious, who is Tabitha in your mock call videos? Tabitha in my is me. Tabitha in my mock call videos is just me. I edit my voice, make it deeper. Usually American women have deeper voices. Did you notice that? Deeper voices. And then I have an editing software called Audacity. And then there's an effect there to make it to make it seem like you're on a telephone, and it works. It's Tabitha for you. I'm assisting in my technique and assisting you telco customers using keywords like internet, speed, router, something like I in assisting UK customers is keywords like internet, speed, router. Yeah, you gotta learn the jargons. But anyway, Allah, it's already 1 hour, 16 minutes, and low bet. I think that's it for today. Um, what am I getting tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll have, I know, not tomorrow, but maybe next week. Maybe next week I'm gonna be meeting with one of the people who filled out the Google form, just having a Zoom session, and I will upload some snippets of that on my channel, and then and we'll see how it goes. I think that's the plan for tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, there's another one. Oh, can you give me tips for numeration? I'm bad with hearing and telling numbers. That's crazy because I feel like numbers are easier to distinguish over the phone. It's really easier. They're really easier to recognize than letters. Can you give me tips to numeration? I'm bad with hearing and telling numbers. That's crazy. I don't know. I've always felt like numbers are a no-brainer. Is they're easily recognizable over the phone. Three, 1, 2, 3. I have 6 years BPO experience handling customer and telco account, and now working at home for a sales account selling multiple products for 4 years. But the level of stress is completely different. CS and telco account, and now working at home for a sales account. Which is more stressful? Selling or handling customer issues? I got in the stream customer service agent here. Any tips on how keeping my transfer rate low? I really you have metrics on transfer rate? I don't know. Well, of course you gotta solve almost all of the issues, but I didn't know that you can transfer rate low. I really hate that those kind of accounts where you have to I don't know, you have to act like a robot and pretend that you can do everything. Transfer rate. Well, I guess this is more on how to de-escalate a call. Just learn how to de-escalate calls. But then again, at the end of the day, I have a video on that on how to de-escalate a call. But if it's what account is that? Is that troubleshooting account like telco sales all day? They keep an eye out on how fast you handle calls, keep the transfer at a minimum, and of course the quality and feedbacks. How fast you handle calls, keep the transfer at a minimum, and of course the quality and feedbacks. See, that's what I hate about call center. They always tell you, oh my god, what am I bad mouthing the industry? Anyway, that's what I don't like about taking calls because there's these metrics to meet. They want you to offer the best quality, but at the same time meet the quantity. But then again, if it needs to be a balance. You can only do so much. If you go to the extremes of the metrics of the quantity metrics, then some parts of the quality will suffer. It's just the way the world. If you focus too much on the quantity, expect that some of the quality will suffer. And I feel like most companies expect you to meet both quality and quantity at the optimum level, the most optimum level. And it's just why? I don't know why. Anyway, where was I? How fast you handle calls, keep a transfer and a minimum. So some people, never mind. I'm not gonna say that now. I'm gonna talk about AI. Sometimes I do it falsely said 9, but actually 6. Really? And customers say number too fast for me to take a note. 9 and 6. 9 and 6 does not sound the same or even similar. Why? How could you? Okay, I'm sorry. Customers say number too fast for me to take a note. If number is your if you're if it's hard to take down numbers, try asking for their email address. Is when you're pulling up their account. Maybe you can, yeah, try other information, I guess. Thank you, sorry, too fast. Troubleshooting come de-escalating the case. All right, give you troubleshooting account, de-escalating the case. All right, I'll give you your video a watch. Thank you. Thank you, Bishop. Compensation wise, it's good, and the comfort that it gives being able to stay at the convenience of your home. Yeah. Yeah. It feels like you're more in control, you know. And I think when you're doing sales, it feels like you're capable and in some and that feels good. It feels like you're being useful. It's different when so customer in customer service calls you feel helpless even if you've done your best. If the customer is upset about the policy, she's going to leave you a 1 and you cannot do anything about it. It feels like you're helpless. But in sales, if you're doing a great job, you're going to feel you're going to reap positive benefits, like of course commission, and good feeling that, oh, you know what, I can do this, I'm capable. So I think I understand what you mean. It's compensation wise, definitely. Convenience of your home. Yeah. I have a friend who works for a solar company selling solar setups and services, and she has the same reason for wanting to work from home and calling people, and she's good at it. She's really good. I have 3 ideas for new videos you can make, and I would like to see your channel, but it is long to list them and explain. So I'll send you. Okay, you know my email. It's in my. You know my email, right? It's in my channel about section. You can see that. Just email me. Thank you so much for subscribing. You're my first member. I can't believe it. Anyway, me either. I have a hard time telling the numbers in address, dates, and sometimes in big quantities. But really help me understand how it's hard, because I feel like when I need to pull up a customer's account, I always ask for the order number. I don't ask for emails or names because I always find letters to be confusing. For example, um N, I don't know, T, P. There are letters that sound really similar, like V and B, F and S. It's really hard to hear, to distinguish over the phone, F and S. So you got to say F for Frank, S for, what was that? What's the ano for S? S for Sam. It's hard. So you got to use phonetics. But numbers, I really have no issue with numbers. So help me understand why numbers are hard for you. I'm sorry, it's not to say that, but I don't understand why it's hard hearing numbers over the phone. Hmm. Hello. It's a real battlefield to keep us up with the speed and maintaining quality where I work. Yeah, it's stressful, but I get paid more than I get paid when I haven't gotten into yeah, and yeah, that's true. In the Philippines, call centers pay way more above the minimum wage. The minimum wage here is really low. Could barely support you, especially if you have a family to raise. So I understand what you mean. Hmm. But, well, no, it's not sustainable. It's really not. It's really like being in a battlefield. Any tips I can learn for CET mock call system and mock call round robin for practice? I'm not familiar with this. From a newbie, no experience at all, and first job in financial account tech support for CET, learn for CET mock call assessment and mock call round robin for practice. Usually they give you a knowledge base. Did you get the knowledge base for that? That's when you know how the mock calls would be done. No experience at all. First job in a call center. I have a lot of videos on mock calls too. So you try checking that out. Mm, I am incredibly grateful for all the videos you've posted online. They have really helped me step into the world of BPO. Thank you so much. You're welcome. By the way, I'll be starting my next new period, nesting period in the week after next. I'm a bit nervous, but let's go. Of course, that's the only way to go forward. So, good luck, James. I have a customer told me I'm her number one because of how I handled her problem. It was so good that I got rated a one. What? Are you really? Yeah. Joker. The Joker ng mga customer. Are you? Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Maybe she meant it in a sarcastic way and you just didn't catch it. I'm sorry about that, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, that's all for today, people. People. That is all for today. I gotta cook lunch. It's already 10 a.m. here. It's been a long live chat, but thank you so much for being here. And I will try to do a live chat tomorrow. I cannot promise, but around the same time, maybe if I can. Um, that's about it, I think. I'm gonna be doing live chats now around 8 a.m. Philippine time. So if you're interested, just you know log into your YouTube account and let's see you in my next live stream. Oh my god, I'm really like what the heck? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. All right, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.